Hello Neo-Youngins, my name is Erik Thor, and in this video we are gonna talk about your archetype. What archetype are you? We have developed just now a personality test, the first version, and you are welcome to give it a try. You are welcome to test out our theory and to work with us to make sure this is the best one yet. Because what we are trying to do here with this amazing new test is we are trying to show that you are not just your core 4 letters. We are showing you how your personality type changes into different subtypes and into different archetypes. We are telling you, based on your mood, your energy, your motivation, and how stressed you are, how your personality changes. And that is how we are answering the core criticism to the MBTI and to the classic personality tests. You have, when you've taken the personality tests, said to yourself many times that, but this depends on the situation. And we agree, yes, it depends on the situation. And we are one of the first personality tests that try to account for the situation. We actually try to give questions that factor your situation into account. We factor your stress into account. We factor your mood into account. We factor your energy and your motivation to help make sure you find your best fit type. Not just who you are right now in this very moment, but who you are at your best, your hero type. And our archetype test has found 8 core archetypes that we can switch between. 4 which tend to be the most natural to your personality type. And these archetypes are based on your mood. We have the hero archetype, we have the sidekick archetype, we have the mentor archetype, we have the muse archetype, we have the prince or princess archetype, we have the scoundrel archetype or the trickster, we have the rival archetype. And all of these archetypes are constantly interplaying in your behavior. For example, the zombie archetype is the representative of who you are in an autopilot. So we are tracking your behavior not just in one set situation, but in all situations. And that means our method of talking about personality psychology goes much more in depth than any other system that you are currently studying. We are here and we are offering you the chance to get to know yourself, to get to know your flow state, to get to know your autopilot, to get to know your rival, to get to know your muse. And in that getting to know you process, you're gonna be able to learn about your core values, your needs, your interests, and how you can get into your best sense of self. Now, I want to ask you, what result are you gonna get on this test? Leave a comment down below and tell us what result you got after you took the test. And also let us know how you think that factors into your type. How do you think the archetype you got factors into your personality type? How does your personality type look for you when you are in this archetype? What do you notice the most, for example, if you are stressed? When you are in your personality type? What do you notice happens the most when you feel overwhelmed or restless? What do you notice the most when you are easily frustrated? Have you ever thought about what it is that makes you frustrated? Have you ever thought about what it is that makes you a little more moody or a little more neurotic? I find that people are taking tests to find out if they are neurotic or not, but people are not asking themselves why they are neurotic. They are not asking themselves why they are stressed. It's kind of like we see it as some kind of natural force that just happens. People are, oh, I'm just stressed right now. And there's no reason. We don't even want to think about it, because if we have to think about it, we have to change our habits. We have to change our actions, and that can be difficult. Oh, I'd rather not do that. No, actually, what I find is people are often so caught up with the environment, with the situation at their workplace, with what's going on in their family situation. And a lot of the time we find ourselves feeling a little powerless in the face of all of this. We find that that's also why I think we find that our stress is some kind of natural thing, that we are just meant to be like this because we have to be to get through our situation. We have to permanently find ourselves feeling stressed and tense and unmotivated because we can't see ourselves getting a better job. We can't see ourselves doing what we find to be our core passion. And isn't that inherently sad that 70% of the people in the world state that their job feels meaningless to them? And is it really something, does this really have to happen? Does it really have to feel meaningless? Do our workplaces need to be made to be boring? Do our life choices have to be boring? Do our actions have to be against our own interests? What we find motivating, what we find positive? Can we create a society which is fulfilling for all personality types? Or do we have to prioritize and say these personality types should be valued, these tendencies and these behaviors should be prioritized? Should we have a dynamic or versatile society, or should we have a streamlined one-size-fits-all society? What kind of society do you want? And what kind of life do you want to have? Have you ever asked yourself that even? I want to be part of creating a discussion, but I'm not saying I have all the answers here. I'm just saying that I hope that we can get away from the idea that there is a set stereotype for each personality type, that you are forced into a set box. I don't believe in boxes. I believe in breaking the boxes, opening people up and getting people to tap into sides in themselves that they didn't know they had. And that also is your next exercise after taking the archetype test. Think about the other archetypes and how you would be if you were in these situations. And find out the different sides in you and learn about yourself from multiple perspectives, and then after that decide who you want to be, what you want to have, what you desire, what you find most fulfilling and most important. In the end, what I found was that introversion and extroversion was a reflection of what strategy we use to balance our mood, to deal with anxiety, to deal with neuroticism and turbulence in our life. You could see being an introvert as your core instinct. It's the instinct to wait, to stand still, to think, to reflect, to be cautious, to be careful. And extroversion, when acting as an extrovert, you are going against that instinct. You are rushing yourself, stressing yourself, forcing yourself to be quicker than you have to be. And as a result, you are becoming more neurotic. Oh my god, can somebody shut off that motor saw stuff? Moving on, intuition and sensing. What I found was core here was that intuition and sensing was about your interest, your energy, what strategy you use to fulfill your interest, to find meaning, to find stimulation, to find the sense of thrill and excitement in your life. And feeling and thinking, that is a part of your intrinsic inner motivation. When as a feeling type, feeling is your core motivation. That's how you find a sense of purpose and meaning in life. And when you act as a thinker, you are bound by outer motivation factors. The only source of motivation for a feeler in thinking is your environment, what other people reward, what the situation rewards, what the system gives you money for, credits you for. And that's the only thing that can get you the feeling that I've done something good. You don't feel that inner, oh, I've done something good. You only feel it if other people tell you you did it. And when we are in that question, the question is, do I want to act on inner motivation, on things I find important? Or do I want to act on what other people find important, what the system thinks is valuable? What I've noticed, finally, is that judging and perceiving is our strategy to deal with stress. How do you relax yourself? What do you need to do to find yourself feeling relaxed, relieved, calm, in a sense that you can just act naturally, you feel fulfilled, you feel like you can take it easy, take things at your own pace? What is it that makes you relax, and what is it that makes you tense up? How are you? What is it that happens that makes you feel tense, stressed, kind of hard, kind of burdened, kind of like there's a lot on your shoulders? What happens when that makes you feel stress? And what is it that makes you feel less stressed? That is the question of your fourth and last letter. And the core here is that in each archetype your letters change. An INFJ in the sidekicks archetype goes into being an ESFJ. An INFJ in an INFJ in the sidekick state goes into being an INTP. And an INFJ in the mentor state goes into being an ESFJ. So the letters are being flipped here, reversed. And so is your personality, constantly changing, reversing, flipping. And you have a spectrum, a big spectrum inside of you. It's time to start tapping into that spectrum. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, share, subscribe, or whatever. That's all for now. Thank you for watching this video, and may your neurons be with you.